On the Medical Watch, parents are weighing in on their kids and social media. Turns out there's widespread worry.
This is a tough one for all of us. That's according to a new survey. The results are from Lurie Children's Hospital. With remote learning and social distancing in place during the pandemic, social media use is up. No surprise, right? But some of the statistics are. We asked a pediatric psychologist involved in the study to break it all down. It's a teen's constant companion.
Social media and digital technologies allow young people to do that, to really be connected with peers who might not be attending the same school or living in their community, connecting with family, and really being able to engage in activities that are fun and entertaining for them. So I think there's a lot of positives. I think drawbacks come into place when we think about social media or digital technologies contributing to a person feeling sad or down or doing a lot of social comparison.
Taking a deeper look at the impact of all that screen time, researchers at Lurie Children's Hospital polled more than 2,900 parents. More than half said they believe social media has a negative impact on their children.
My big effort when I talk to parents and families is for parents to think about how they can help their teens build the capacity to use social media and digital technology safely and effectively. That means having conversations with your children about, what apps are you on? How are you using those apps? Being honest about concerns or fears you might have and setting some guidelines and boundaries for what's appropriate and acceptable.
The survey was conducted between March and June of 2020. 68% of parents responded they believe social media affects their teens' ability to socialize normally. 56% believe their teen has an unhealthy desire for attention or approval via social media. And 67% of parents have felt their teen is addicted to it.
The things we want to be aware of are really when young people maybe seem overly preoccupied with social media, feel like they're not doing the other things that we want them to be doing. And we're really seeing a change in mood, a change in affect, a change in their typical behaviors.
When asked to categorize their teens' inappropriate behavior on social media, 51% said it was too sexual in nature, 25% cited bullying, and 24% hate speech.
Parents also need to think about what they're modeling for young people in their home. How do we use our own phones? How do we use our own social media?
Respondents had a laundry list of other concerns for their kids, including not getting enough sleep or physical activity, lack of focus on schoolwork, not enough face-to-face interaction, and oversharing. Which platforms worry parents the most? It's Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and Facebook that top the list.
Definitely set limits on your children depending on where they developmentally are in terms of what they're looking at and what they're seeing, but also developing those skills for your child to be able to say, I get that what I'm seeing may not be real, and I understand how I might feel after I look at something like this. So to be able to see that connection and understand how social media can impact their mood in good ways, or also maybe make them feel not so good, so they can be aware.
While parents are taking action, 80% said they've set rules around phone and social media use, and 43% have used an app to monitor or restrict device and internet use. Meanwhile, some teens are taking a step back on their own.
One of the interesting things anecdotally that has come out, both kind of that I've seen and I've heard other people talk about, is that as parents have kind of maybe shifted their controls on social media during the pandemic, kids are starting to develop the capacity to self-regulate. So maybe taking that step back on their own and not spending as much time online. So I would encourage parents to kind of pay attention to that.
Dr. Coyne goes on to say you should keep the conversation going and monitor your teen's mood. It's critical in helping kids develop good habits and safety when it comes to social media. You can read the entire survey on our website, WGNTV.com. We have a link and some additional resources for parents.
We're all